One hell of a collection.
Oh my God.
So today we're going to be previewing one of the craziest watch collections. This is my really good friend, Peter Mitchell. How long have we known each other for?
I've known you and Gabe, I think 25 years.
25 years?
25
Long
years,
time.
bro. And you're my bro.
Yeah.
And so is Gabe.
I mean, he sees me literally, not that you're old or anything, but he's seen me grown up.
I am old.
Yeah.
But I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned.
You look amazing. I want to start off with what you have on your wrist. What do you got on this wrist right here?
So the greatest watch of my life. You and I just got this brand new.
We did. I wouldn't say
Rainbow.
greatest watch of your life because you have some pretty crazy pieces in your
Okay.
collection, but probably one of the biggest staples of it, right?
Yeah, my dream watch, bro. This one with the red hands, the first version, the subdials are really interesting to me, and to have a factory brand new Rainbow is a
Out of
dream
this
watch,
world.
right?
I mean, out of this world.
Right.
So factory Rainbow, 18 karat yellow gold Daytona with the meteorized subdial.
Yeah.
Red contrast, stunning piece. A lot of people don't even realize that they make the yellow gold version of it.
That's
Most
right.
people, when they think of the Rainbow, they think of the rose gold. I actually like the yellow gold.
I do too. It's a trade-off. Do I like Ever Rose Gold? I do, but I like the red hands on the inside more.
Yep.
And that's really interesting to me. And let's face it, I have to work for a living. I work 7 days a week. I appreciate everything, and so to get the price for brand new on this was a dream deal.
I mean, if you wanted that watch today, it's going to cost you in the upwards of $350,000 to $400,000.
For sure.
Now, this piece, this has a funny story to it, actually. This is the RM30, all factory, rose with titanium sides. And what's cool about this piece is you'll run into the RM11s a lot with all factory diamonds. The RM30, you'll never run into it. The reason why I know how hard it is to find is because the day he took that piece, he bought it. He came back a couple days afterwards, and I accidentally, one of the sales guys, I sold it. Other sales guy didn't know that I sold it. He sold it to somebody else, to another big client of mine. And Pete was like, what do you think of this watch, you know? I said, Pete, maybe you should give that watch back to me.
Yeah,
You
I
remember
think
that?
we're not getting the full story. I think we're not getting the full story. I think he said, shoot, I hope that he brings it back because I can get more money than the stupid price I told Pete he can have it for because we're family.
Yes, we
and
are
he
family.
gives me so many amazing deals. But this piece, and remember, the RM30, it also comes in the white pave, you know, the white gold. So the rose gold and the black diamonds, Danny, I think it's super attractive,
It is.
super rare.
It is.
Right?
And the reason why I know how hard it is to find is because I had to find another one, and I couldn't find it.
Especially at that price.
Yeah,
right?
at that, he ended up spending another extra $40K than what I gave it to you for.
Yeah.
But it was so difficult for me to find. It literally took me about 2.5 months to find the other one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 2.5 months.
And I was at a Ferrari event reveal. Richard Mille himself was at the Ferrari event in Miami.
Yeah, you were telling me.
on the
Oh,
booth.
man.
And guys, I got to tell you, there were guys with much bigger RM pieces. There was Bubba Watson. There was Felipe Massa. There was Le Mans. And this piece, I think, is one of the absolute most attractive.
You know what's crazy is a lot of watch dealers even don't know that an RM30 actually comes with factory diamonds. Until I got that one, that was the first one I got. When I looked at it, I was like, when I bought it from a good friend of mine too, I was like, dude, is this custom? He's like, no, it's factory. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, it's factory. I looked at the paperwork. I was like, wow, it's factory. I didn't realize that they made the RM30 with diamonds.
Yeah, and what's great is him and Gabe, again, 25 years, tribute to your father and the business. We'll talk about it. But we have one watch out of 500 deals, whatever, how many we've done, and how many customers I brought over, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. There's one watch he reserved for me, a frosted, skeletonized rainbow AP, and I'm a rainbow guy.
Yeah.
And I came in because I've never have to question,
I'll never hear the end of this.
and he sold it. And I was devastated, and it was so under market. It was like the greatest deal. Yours truly here, the dumb older guy, when this one, and I was like, wasn't sure when I saw how hot he was to get it off my wrist again. I go, I'm keeping this thing. It's a slammer, and there's no way. I go. I would actually have sold it back to you for $100,000 more because I knew you had to take care of somebody, right?
I remember that.
I mean, I learned from my stupidity. So, 100%, 99.9%, right?
I love it.
How many times have you heard that story?
Every time he comes. Every time he comes, he reminds me. He goes, remember that one time you sold the frosted skeleton from underneath me? I was like, oh my God.
Do you remember the number? Wasn't it like a crazy deal?
Yeah, it was. I think you were getting it at that time.
180?
At the market at that time, no, it was more. It was like in the 300 range.
Okay.
But at that time, the watch was going for like $450,000.
So it's a slammer.
It was a slammer.
Whatever, 280, 300.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was a 37 millimeter.
Oh, it was 37.
You remember?
He's trying to make it feel.
I was trying
Yeah,
to, every
that's
time
what
I
I
did that, I go,
noticed.
Pete, remember the 37 was kind of feminine for you. And
I
he
have
goes,
a
"No."
36 millimeter in here that I'm just fine with, so you're not getting off that easy, right?
You know, you saw crazy pieces here. He has crazy pieces in here, and he also has normal pieces too.
And I just want all the viewers to know, because I don't do a lot of this before, but I want to start getting the message, to find two people that are more honest, humble, built a global superpower brand. They are the #1 secondary watch dealer in the United States. Look what they taught me, and then I'll share a little bit about the stories now that I'm bringing back to them with some of those relationships.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So, Pete, do you want to go over this bad boy first, or should we wait on this one for the end? Because this has a really cool story behind it.
Yeah, I think
let's go through the watches first.
Yeah, I think so. Start with this
one hell of a collection.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think, Nate?
That is insane.
Is this goals or what?
More than gold.
Annie, to your point, they're not all expensive. You know, like, it's not about having quantity. I think it's about quality, and with you, it's an education, it's a journey. But more importantly, too, on most stuff, you know, we bought it right. We're not losing money because everybody works. Everybody gets excited about that secondary market, right?
And it's also about the brand. There's a lot of brand history, which once you start getting into watch collecting, you're almost not buying, how can I say it? You're buying the history of the brand, you're buying the actual brand itself, and you're buying what they're developing and what they're building.
That's the thing, because I network a lot for politics and finance, and what's cool is now I'm able to actually build relationships because I'm, you know, an honest, passionate, true collector and enthusiast, and I always talk about what you and Gabe have done at the store and your dad, and then now we're able to bring some of those relationships back. You know,
like, here, tell us about this Mickey Mouse watch.
Yeah, and the watch isn't Mickey Mouse, but it's Mickey Mouse from Disneyland, right? My favorite place in the world, greatest company in the world, Disney. And my old boss and the legendary mayor, my dad had a Greek immigrant, had a coffee shop. The mayor of Anaheim came in, and John Seymour and Ralph Clark were 2 legendary mayors, and John Seymour gave me that, one of my first watches.
Really?
Yeah, the mayor of Anaheim, state senator, he brought the Rams. Really young.
Really?
So it was a long time ago, right? We're talking, I hate to say it, we're in the 80s now, right? But it's not how how old you are, it's how you feel and look. But that one, you know, I'll never get rid of. I have my first 2 watches, and that's one of them.
I love it.
Right? Never
look
sell
at
it.
this. What a cool piece, huh?
It's so cool.
And what's crazy is it's lasted. I mean, the dial doesn't have any oxidation, doesn't have really any damage or anything like that. It looks like you never wore it. Right. Tell me a little bit about this one.
So, most special watch in the collection. Old school long jeans. I believe it's white gold on there.
It is white gold.
And Danny and Gabe resurfaced it for me because that was Dad's.
I did.
You know, and that's the most special thing. You know, I don't think he was good enough to win it in a card game. Yeah. But he was a restaurant guy, so he might have traded it for some coffee or something.
But it's beautiful, dude. I mean, look, it's a diamond bezel, long jeans, 18 karat white gold, beautiful silver dial.
Right.
We refinished it. We did the crystal, polished it, got a new strap and everything on it. Even has the original buckle too.
Yeah, isn't that classic how it's come full circle? That reminds me of like a Patek, you know, Calatrava, like something thin and beautiful, right?
Do you ever wear it?
Yeah.
You do, right?
I do.
Yeah, I see you wear it sometimes. And I love that. I mean, it's a piece of your dad that's still with you. So now tell me a little bit about this one.
This is a classic in my watch, and my wife, who's really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, at watches. I mean, to have the reversal with the 2-sided, you know, both the black face on there for a second time zone.
I love it.
Right? The hammered, you know, finish on the metal.
Yeah.
And I think this one, you know, when you want like a GMT type, this is an old man GMT. It has 2 watch zones. You know what I mean?
You know, actually, what's funny is a lot of times when I get Jaegers, the reversos, it's not older people buying it.
Correct.
It's actually a younger crowd that's actually coming in and buying it, whether it's a lawyer or a businessman or just even a kid that just wants to rock it on a daily basis, because it's such a cool future, and no other watch company has really mastered the fact of doing that. Do you know why they originally made the reversos?
Now, wasn't it the polo players had to protect the face?
Yeah, that's why most of the vintage ones that you see, when they flip it, it's not dual-sided. It's just a flat back.
It's a heart, and that's why I love this one too. But I just recently heard this. But like, where are you going to get a better piece? You sold it to me. Isn't it beautiful? It has the Breguet hands on there.
It's beautiful, right? Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that these companies actually work together. Yeah. You know, they'll take movements from each other. They have each other build each other movements and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Now this is a Christopher Ward. Right?
Spot on. As usual, watch of the year.
Look at the details of that watch.
Titanium, and to have a watch that strikes, that makes a sound.
Yeah.
For under, you know, whatever, $4,000, $3,000, whatever it is.
And it looks like it's only 300 pieces made.
300 pieces made. I did it green on green, and I do color.
And you build it?
Or
they had the green on green.
They had the green on green. I just picked this. I think it came with that strap.
I mean, look at the way it fits.
Look at that.
So
and
comfortable.
The dial pops.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Kind of a Danny watch right there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. No. But you know what's kind of cool is when I'm looking at it straight on, it's green.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at it, when I'm looking at it like this, it's blue. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
It's color changing.
Do you sell any of those here?
I don't. I haven't sold any of these yet. I haven't had the opportunity to buy one on the resale market of it, but I'm sure they'll come in, and you know, I love it. A lot of these independent watchmakers are really blowing up now.
Blowing up.
You're a big Ferrari guy.
Yeah.
Big Ferrari collector, big car collector, so you gotta have the watch.
Yeah, I adore, besides Disney, I adore Ferrari's pedigree, the mission, who they are, the fit and finish, the quality. I will love them the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Me and a lot of our dear friends.
Of course.
Got me into it or accelerated, but this is an example. I love Panerai. Danny knows, none of us have unlimited storage. We have to take these to the bank, take one out, wear one for the week. It's really a lot of work. Insurance. Panerai is a classic, iconic brand, but to me, I can't afford to have 200, 150, 100, it's too much.
It doesn't make sense.
So to be able to have this and have multiple things, it has color, it has Ferrari, and it has Panerai.
And what's cool is the ones with the red accents have a red Ferrari box.
Yeah.
And the ones with the yellow have a yellow Ferrari box.
Right. Because I co-brand, so like we have a jacket with Happy Jewelers
I love it,
in here and all the brands.
Happy
and
Jewelers,
so
Richard Mille, Frank Mueller, AP, Paddock, Breitling. Where's Happy?
Show part right here, baby.
All right.
Right here.
I love it.
I mean, and to be able, and I dress, also based on color. So I'll do orange day or I'll do yellow day and this is Ferrari day or red day.
Now, really quick, I'm gonna test you, Danny. What was the original color Ferrari had for their cars?
Okay, well I know it's gonna be a trick question, so it's not red.
So what do you think it is?
Black. Yellow.
Yeah.
Man, I should have known that because I feel like that was a trick question.
Nate's the man.
Nate is the man.
No, he's the man.
Sometimes when we do our videos, he'll throw questions at me on watches. So do you know what brand this is, Nate? It's one of the first companies that started doing it.
Oh my gosh, you told me.
I'm testing it because we did it on one of the videos.
Yeah. And so far we should keep score. Jaeger, you sold me. All the Panerais you sold me.
I had a question for you before we go to this one.
Yeah.
What car world.
Greatest
What do you compare Ferrari in the watch world?
Ooh,
what do you think,
that's
like
a
brand-wise?
good question.
The only thing that you can compare it to, FP Journe, Francois Paul Journe, and this watch we'll get to later, actually was commissioned by the former CEO of Ferrari, Jean Todt.
Really?
And this was made to time to the 10th of a second, Ferraris. And so FP Journe or Patek Philippe Tiffany co-stamp would be, to me, the pantheon.
Okay.
Of Ferrari, because Ferrari's in the rarest of rarest space.
Yeah.
The pedigree, the championship winning formula, the fit and finish, the style, the sexiness.
Okay. You deal with FP Journe.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just been real blessed thanks to you giving me knowledge and courage and stuff, and I've been just meeting him, and we'll get to that. So at the end of the thing, we'll talk about that. I mean, what would you put with Ferrari? You may not be a car guy, but you know watches.
So
what's the top?
For me, it's not that it's the top. I wouldn't look at it like that because for me, I'm not that I don't like cars. I like cars, right? I'm just not like, if you say, hey, this is like an SF90, I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. But I wouldn't realize that it's $1 million car.
You can appreciate them.
I can appreciate it, but I wouldn't know the values
or
and how
Bugatti
rare.
Veyron or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
For me, when I think of Ferrari, I think of a little bit more edgier, kind of hype.
Got it.
So
Ultra design.
I would say RM.
Oh, got it.
That's just
that
me,
makes sense.
And that's actually fair because that's one of their sponsors.
Yes.
See, but I went to that gentlemanly pedigree, top of the quality.
You thought of it correctly. If you're thinking of pedigree, FP Journe, Paddock. I mean, those are the brands that are up there. I just think like look-wise.
So AP, you would put like a Lambo or something like that. Edgier, square, edgier, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So back to this, you gotta enlighten me.
This is a
I am
GP.
from a GP.
Gerard Perregaux, Ferrari.
That's what it is.
One of the first companies that did it. So it was GP. And then they went to Panerai, then they went to Hublot, and then they went to Richard Mille. Ferrari's kind of they get around.
Hey, you know why? It's the best of the best. The sponsors line up.
And they were ahead of their game on this, partnering up with Ferrari.
I remember how cheap you sold it. It's so affordable. I mean,
it was like
crazy.
$1,500.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like something weird like that.
And I think it's important for them to know, like, look, they're like, oh my God, remember, you and your brother and dad did everything. You started all of us out.
Yeah.
Right?
We came a long way, all of us together. Back when you were buying watches, $4,000 or $5,000 watches are a really big deal.
I don't even think
I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm being serious.
Do you remember the first bougie watch you sold me with the diamond? You're like, who is it? Oh my God, he remembers it.
Breitling.
Oh my God, he remembers. White face, Breitling, diamond dial.
Was it Evolution?
And I would sit there like this, and I'm like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm a terrible gambler. I can take $100 and lose it in 2 seconds. But I literally was like, I'm a baller with that watch on because it was a Breitling.
But at that time, it was like you walked around with a Breitling with diamonds. I mean, you were it. I mean, you were the G. Right. So this one, the Tag Monaco.
Classic piece.
Why'd you get this? What was the reason behind this? Cars?
It's cars, and I love the colors. The blue and orange motif.
Yeah.
Classic, that Mexican blue and orange is a classic, iconic racing car from that class series. And this is just one, to me, I don't need 3, 4, 5 tags. But if you're gonna have one, isn't that like the right one to have, right?
Oh, it's amazing. The tag Monaco is actually probably one of the most popular tags.
Is it?
In the tag lineup. I mean, you have this and it moves right away.
I have to agree. In the golf colorway, that's the way to go.
Oh yeah,
so.
100%. Now this one, I love this because people know me. They know I love color. Breitling, Super Ocean, orange on orange. I love this watch.
Do you see which one it is though on the face? This is the limited one.
Oh, it's with the green on the inside of
It's
it.
Kelly Slater.
Oh, is it really?
So a lot of like
I
if
didn't
you're a
know that.
surfer and you wanna,
Yeah, it is Kelly Slater.
and it came on bracelet. And what did I do? Like it's amazing. Either come here or go on Amazon. There's like 3 of the best.
Yeah.
Watch bracelet or band. You buy them. This is the most comfortable rubber strap, quick disconnect. And if you're a beach person or you want to wear orange, right? Wouldn't it be multiple?
Or you could do it for
Breitling?
anything.
So yellow, and I have a Tiffany blue too. So there's
Yeah,
it's a
well,
color day,
yeah.
but not in the Slater. The Slater's the orange.
Yeah, I love this watch.
You do.
Oh, I love this watch. I love the color combination of it because this is stainless steel in the case. You have rose gold on the bezel, gray dial with the rose gold accents on the dial.
Right.
Stunning. And you have a two-tone dial as well too because the sub dials are darker.
2 good friends of mine, Steve and Judy Pattis from San Francisco, but they
Yeah.
also have the Breitling store in Napa where they have a wine bar in the store.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You sit in Napa in the wine bar, and Steve said, he goes, we know you're Gabe and Danny's guy, everybody knows them, they're legend, but he let me buy that. They had one of those pieces,
Oh,
and I
that's
bought
awesome.
it from the authorized dealer. But that's a great piece, and I want him to show the difference between a quote super high-end Breitling and then a quote not so high.
Yeah,
right? That's
perfect,
why we
actually.
did
Yeah,
it, right?
Of course. I mean, you got a Breitling Super Ocean, which is probably entry level on the Breitlinks, and then you have the Breitling Navitimer, which is 2-3 steps up. That's probably your dream, huh? Watch store with the wine bar in there.
Right? I mean, how bad is that's why we got to do that here. You can get a beer and wine license here for sure.
Yeah, we could. So next up we got is an Omega. Do you wear this?
Okay, yes. The reason why I wear it when we travel, and it's the watch I trust also.
Yeah.
To it's gonna take a licking, keep on ticking, and that's a different brand.
I like that.
Right? But I wear it in the water.
Oh yeah, okay. I like that. It's a diving watch. I mean, it is. Yeah, it has
It's
a
a
helium
diving
escape
watch.
valve and everything.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't, me, I don't dive far. We're the bougie swimmer, right? We do surface swimming and a little bit, 3-4 feet. If you're overseas or something. But my point is that for the money, isn't that a fantastic piece if you sell them here all day?
This is probably one of the best values for the money. Honestly,
100%.
like 1,000,000%.
That's why.
No,
Didn't you sell it to
hands-
me for like nothing?
I didn't want to say the price I sold to you for because I couldn't do it again. But I want to say it's in the high 2s
Yeah, for
or
sure.
low 3s, something
Right.
weird like that.
So you think it's like for the money, one of the best values?
What other watch can you get for
Because
that
you
value?
can't get a Rolex 7 anymore under what, 8, 7?
For like a 90s.
yeah.
Yeah, like even a 90s is going to cost you mid-90s.
Right.
Unless you want like a beat up trash one. But this one would compare more to the Deep Sea.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more heavier, dude.
It's heavier. Yeah, I sold you this watch.
Of course you did, just like
This
most of
is,
these.
this is the Zenith Cohiba.
You did.
Yep. I like this watch. I mean, check this watch out. You have the skeletonized right over here. Chronograph movement. Beautiful yellow matching the Cohiba colors with the black on the top with a different color on the chronometer right over there. And you're going to have a see-through case back with a tribute to Cohiba. Isn't that a cool piece?
So I love it, and I love the colors, and big mystery, guess what I wear this watch for? Well, first of all, I wear it when all of us, some of your great customers and businessmen,
Yes.
we go out for cigars, so big
Yes.
mystery. And, my wife and you taught me a lot about the pedigree when Zenith did the movement for Daytona
Yes.
and Rolex.
Yep.
And so one of the greatest watch makers parts, the movement that you're going to find, and I wanted a Zenith, and I wanted something that's fun, and so I wear it, and I smoke Cuban Cohibas once in a while, so what's better,
I love it.
right?
I love it. And it's limited at 55 pieces.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got even a better deal than
Yeah.
I thought. I thought you
Limited.
socked it too.
Let me-
bro.
Now, I know you love these for a specific reason because you bought in 7, 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us why you love these.
Super nerd in high school, college, even though I was much more fit, super insecure. What saved me was the 1986 movie Top Gun, because Tom Cruise in the first movie was Lieutenant Pete Mitchell. And thank God, I have nothing in common with him. Again, richer, better looking, famous, everything, right? But Pete Mitchell, it's not bad to have that name. So during the end of high school and beginning in college, and when I was in the SAE, Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, they called me Mav. So to have that watch means the world to me.
And you have more than one.
I do.
Yeah, you have how many? 5, 6 of them? Yeah, because they have different collections of them.
And what's cool is, you know, we have a big energy company, and it's clean, renewable energy in California based. It's the best. My partners there are unbelievable. And it's near the Lemoore Naval Air Station, and one of the watches is from the Lemoore Naval Aviators.
Yes, that's
Blue Angels, Lemoore, this one, and then the Black Knights, it was from the Japanese squadron. I mean, you can wear it all day, right?
Yeah. Just for the record, bro,
yep.
You're much better looking than Tom Cruise.
Oh my God, I love lies. I mean, the guy in the Olympics, I mean, he gets better. The guy looks better now than even, how does somebody not top?
I mean, who is Tom Cruise to Pete Mitchell? I'm serious.
I'll tell you who he is. A guy with $1 billion more and better looks.
A lot of people are not going to know what this is. But this is actually an IWC, but it's not a normal IWC. This is actually a minute repeater.
Right, and this was IWC, so I put 3 of my favorite in a row.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's got an IWC chrono, IWC minute repeater, and then we can't finish off the collection without a tourbillon, right?
Right.
We got an IWC rose gold tourbillon.
Yeah. So in addition to Breitling, the other wonderful watch company, IWC International Watch Company, is just one of the best.
I'm actually wearing an IWC.
Oh, you got IWC.
Yeah.
So
I'm wearing the Lake Tahoe.
And I bet you it's super comfortable.
It is. I love this watch. One of my favorite ones.
It's not perpetual, no.
No, just a simple chronograph, all white, NTPT. I'm like thinking of Richard Mille.
Yeah.
All white. It's called the Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know what's crazy? Is I actually took off one of my Richard Milles to wear this one.
I believe it. See, he's exactly like I am. And so to have my first minute repeater is a grand complication of the highest order.
Yes.
And to make a sound and to chime either regularly on the quarter hour, half hour, hour, or on a scheduled time every day, or both. Like in Patek, it would be the Petite and Grand Sonnerie, and some of the, you know, we're talking watches that are so complicated and so expensive. So to be able to finally, you got me this, and look how beautiful it is. This is older, and that beautiful face with solid rose gold.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Thick. Look at the chocolate,
it's
light
stunning.
Walnut strap.
What was the retail on this? Do you remember?
Retail had to have been 50 to 70, 60 to 80. Does that sound about right?
It sounds about right, but it's not that bad for a minute repeater.
I mean, that's still inexpensive, because minute repeaters, I think, are going to start at $250.
Yes.
For new, good ones.
You know, like, $250, $300. Minute repeaters are probably, it is one of the most complex movements, but it's an actual movement that you're going to use. Can you hear that? Let me open this so you can see the actual movement of it. I mean, look at that, dude. Look how stunning it is.
And this is an older watch.
Yeah.
But this watch, I wanted everybody to see it. IWC.
Oh, I love it. This one, do you remember when I sold you this? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the price I gave you?
I think it was like, was it 25?
Yeah, 25,000. I almost don't even want to say the price, because then people are going to be calling us from these videos and saying, hey, I want another rose gold tourbillon.
Can you imagine? Rose gold brand new, blue face.
And you know what's funny? Is you bought it literally like 20 minutes after I got it. I didn't even have time to like take it in. I didn't even have time to price it. I literally had gotten it in. I showed it to you. You said how much? I was like 25. You're like, all right, I'll take it. And then I thought, I'm like, I love you, and I'm glad it went to you. I was like, shit, I sold it cheap. But I'm glad it went to you.
It should have happened with that frosted AP that we keep going back.
I mean, look at the color combination on it.
That's gorgeous.
Tourbillon, rose gold, stunning blue. I mean, the watch is immaculate. I mean, look at the back of it too.
Wow.
I mean, beautiful piece.
So now we get into rollers.
Milgauss. I forgot you had this.
This is a really special piece. It comes in multiple colors, but to have a white face with orange, one of my favorite again, you know, hands and markers. And it's cool because this is the mad scientist watch, so it's shielded against electromagnetic interference.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that about this. But you know what's funny? The white with the orange, even though like the blue crystal or the blue dial with the green crystal goes for more money, the white with the orange is the actual hardest one to find.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a blue dial with the green crystal, which is more expensive than this one, I can find for you right away. You want this one? I'd be like, hey, give me a week or two to find it. Now we got one of the most famous OPs, the Tiffany OP 41 millimeter discontinued. The most expensive one, even though the Celebration dial came out after this, when they had discontinued all the dials. This one, at one point in the beginning, the Celebration dial was going for more, and then the Celebration dial fell. But this one kept its value, and it's still holding its value. And anytime we get it in, it still sells instantly.
It does. This piece means the world to me.
Yeah.
And you sold to me for a song.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what they go for now. What, 20?
No, more.
25?
Like 26, 27,000.
Unbelievable. And new, what were they, like $7,000? 8 outside dealer?
Wow. $7,000. At the height of the market, they were going for 50K.
Keep your hand away from that, sir.
I know, he's like running numbers through his head. And
like, oh, it's already gone already. Oh.
This is a cool piece.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, you got me into, I don't need all 3, 4, 5 Pepsis. I don't need all, greens, but I never forget when you're like Pete, the aluminum dials and getting an older vintage Coke, Pepsi, and Kermit.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. And this is the Kermit. And this is box papers. Complete. Black dial, green aluminum bezel, oyster bracelet, immaculate condition. Look at the condition of it.
Wow.
It's crisp. This is definitely a staple in the Rolexes. When this first came out, we couldn't even give them away.
Right, and I love Cerachrome, and I love the new ones too, but I mean, you gotta have the aluminum if you're gonna, right?
Yeah,
and
just for the collection.
Right?
Just for the collection.
Absolutely, no, there's
What do you think of this, Nate?
I was waiting for you to do this watch. I was eyeing it the whole time.
You know what this is?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's a Tiffany stamp.
Wow.
Yeah, that is.
And not only on the Patek Philippe.
Did he cheat or no?
No, he's the man, because he knows what he's doing.
Rolex HS 36mm Tiffany dial.
Tiffany.
I mean, what a special piece. Factory.
Factory.
A lot of people don't know that Tiffany and Rolex used to partner up.
Correct.
They used to do collaborations like this together.
Correct. About 8 or 9 years they co-stamped for him on the Rolex pieces, and this is on Jubilee bracelet.
Yep.
Which I love.
How much was this?
Okay, I think I got it for $8,000.
Wow. That's cheap.
You really.
I mean, the condition of it too is like, don't forget, the condition is like really clean.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course, are you kidding?
Tell me I wear that super low profile, and people have known me like, oh, you have a really old Rolex. Yeah.
Yeah. They won't know what it is.
But Tiffany, I love them. Everybody knows, huge fan of theirs and the staff and globally
beautiful.
what they do and the New York store.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. But that, to me, now having that, I will never sell that piece.
GMT, meteorite. I mean, this is it for the Rolex. You can't get above this.
I think, okay, this is one of my favorite. And I actually think, if I may, I think I actually got you more into this one too, Because I remember you're like, P, let's go into the classic Daytonas and stuff. To have the weight of a white gold, and you're not overpaying because platinum, it doesn't come in platinum, but it's expensive, To get that white gold, and one of my passions are meteorites.
Yes.
I collect meteorites. To have the Gideon meteorite fall in Africa, and for Rolex to have the foresight, and now it turns out 3 other companies also got slices of it, because it's now illegal to have space debris and space artifacts. You can't buy them anymore.
Really?
Yeah, you can't. A private company can't. It's illegal. They're internationally protected now, and so to have the Gideon meteorite, which is going to run out of slice, and not all the dials, as you know, are the same. They polish them, and they're all different level of activity on the brightness. Look at that with that bright Cerachrome.
People don't realize that, but each meteorite dial is actually different. So if you look at the texture of this dial, there's so much texture to it that the prices on these watches actually reflect how much texture there is.
Oh, so you'll do a premium on how active the dial.
Because there's some dials that are boring.
Got
so you
it.
sell it for less because customers actually don't want it, because a really picky client
Got it.
will actually look at the dial before buying it. That's why a lot of people that buy the meteorite Daytonas and the GMTs, when they ask the dealer for a picture of the watch, are they asking because they want to see the condition? Yeah, sure. But they're really asking because they want to see the slice of the meteorite that was put on the watch.
Got it. I mean, this is bougie enough to wear to anything. You could, heads of state, royalty, your family, wedding, baptism, anything. But understated on your sleeve, and it's funny, many of my friends are like, oh, I don't really need it. I don't like it. The minute they say it, they go, can you find one?
I know.
And I think it's staple. I think
sold
it's
like
50.
5 of them because of you.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
isn't it like 50?
More, dude. Like on the gray market or the retail?
Either.
Retail, I think, is like around 46,000 plus
Okay.
tax.
And secondary?
Secondary is like 55 to 60.
Yeah. On that next one, I can't wait to show you this one. Right?
What is this?
So crazy. I started researching 3 other brands minimum have the Gideon meteorite.
Really?
And can you believe they then electroplated it and made the meteorite? This is a meteorite dial, Formex. You know how much I bought it for? And this is limited. You can't even find really this one. And they have also the, what do you call it? The malachite. They also have malachite dials.
Yeah.
I got this for $2,000.
That's a lot of watch for the money.
A lot of watch for the money, stainless on the sleeve, great date dial, beautiful face, but to have a meteorite, not too bougie, for $2,000.
I love it.
I mean, that's a slammer.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a quick close-up of that meteorite?
And Formex, nobody knows.
Yeah, I never heard of it either.
Yeah, very limited on stuff, but this one, they make a darker gray meteorite, but this is the one they electroplated.
So this is one of your newest pickups for me. And this is going to be the Roger Dubuis Excalibur. This is going to be in partnership with Pirelli tires. But if you look at the color combination that Roger Dubuis does, I mean, they really They're designs ahead of their times.
Totally.
Don't you think?
I absolutely agree.
Talk to me.
Open face, you know, skeletonized.
Nate, you think I can pull this off?
Date.
Oh, 100%.
Date.
Yeah, right?
And by the way, talk about a slammer. What is that retail? Did you say 62?
62.
And I got it for...
Don't even say the price.
Oh, was that good, huh?
Yeah. Now we're moving over to the other side. You guys ready? AP 38 millimeter. I believe the reference number on this is 26715 ST.
Yeah.
With the glacier blue dial, factory diamond bezel, chronograph, automatic movement with the Royal Oak bracelet. I'm surprised AP came out with this color.
Yep.
But it looks so good on their watches.
Yeah. What is a better looking piece on stainless?
There's nothing.
Right?
There's nothing. And you can't even find the watch either.
You can't?
Nope.
What's this one worth now, do you think?
Honestly, I have to look it up. I haven't seen one.
70 to 85?
Like 60 to 75.
60
yeah.
to 75.
You tell us about this piece.
Okay, are we going big? So one of the great joys in my life was in the last year and a half, I got a chance to meet Laurent Journe and the entire team. Kenny. First I met Kenny. He was introduced to me through the show part team, Jean-Louis and Anne. And so I met Kenny, and then Kenny I met Laurent and the team, and then I had the great joy. If you're a watch person, Google the top 5 watchmakers in the history of watchmaking. And we're going back to 1800s. We're going back to Breguet family and Patek and all of them. But you can meet one of the great masters in the history of watchmaking who's still alive and looks beautiful and great, Francois Paul Journe, FP Journe. So FP Journe, it's just such a joy. I don't want to cry in front of everybody because you're like, I can't believe you're, you know, it's like Elon Musk or somebody in that field who's just a genius.
Yes.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
But his relentless pursuit of quality for precision and taking out the escapements, taking out things that lose time and preserving time. And so I went to secondary market, and I was always just mesmerized with this piece. So Jean Todt, CEO of Ferrari, went to Francois Paul, FP Journe, and said, you know, can you please make a watch that can time Ferraris to the 10th of a second? And so to be able to have that, and you can see the sub dials on how fast they move. It's insane.
I mean, talk
They're
about
complicated.
Movement and a piece.
Look at that.
I mean, out of this
Look at that
world.
brass. And to get this with the Ferrari pedigree from me, my first FP Journe, one that I'm so proud that I wore to them, and they were super happy that, you know, I had one.
Yeah.
And this means the world. And then since Nikki and I went together to Watches and Wonders in Geneva, you know, day one, we actually were at the boutique, met Francois Paul, saw Mr. Wonderful there, and I didn't even have a watch yet on my wrist, so I'm sure they were offended because I'm wearing other watch brands because I didn't even have an FP Journe. And I went, and we were the only customer there that was invited. That's not a long-time customer, and we didn't even have a watch yet. So we're at the #1 restaurant in Geneva. Guess what? Le Restaurant FP Journe. You're kidding me. Francois owns the #1 restaurant.
He owns the #1
restaurant in Geneva.
Really?
#1 restaurant.
He just wanted to get into the restaurant business?
Because he knows his stuff. He knows quality. The French are so loving and you know, precision and on food and wine. And for those who don't know, I'm even a bigger wine collector and taster than I am watch.
Yeah.
I go to use the restroom in the restaurant. I look in the display case. I'm like, can I buy a hat and a shirt? And what's that? And they said, oh, would you like to buy one? I said, I can buy this right now for my desk. And they said, yes. So an FP Journe desk clock in the display case. Now, is that a souvenir to be able to buy?
Yeah, at his restaurant.
At his restaurant. And I didn't have, you know, anything. And so I'm like, oh my God, I can put this on my desk. But my joke was, I said, can you sell me a chain? And they said, why? I said, because then I could be Flavy Flav and I could go back to the table because I'm the only idiot without an FP Journe, and I felt I was insulting him. But I don't want to buy secondary. You know, you want to get one from them and not double, triple pay.
Yeah.
So tell me this is...
Tell them, say, hey, give me a watch. I'll be your biggest brand ambassador.
I think it helped because I think they made a call right there, like this guy's starving for a watch. So the good news, I have a rare black boutique turb, vertical turb, coming next year, and I just got this week a blue chronometra.
Really?
So that's crazy.
Take us through Chopard a little bit.
Chopard will be on par with the top 5 best on watches. All they need to do is come out with one watch, let's say 20, 30 grand, and let's say secondary market it goes for 50 or 60 grand. It'll create such a buzz, and then everybody will start figuring out Chopard's one of the great undiscovered watches in the world.
I mean, check this dial out. This dial, I just realized now that it's multiple colors. How many colors is this dial?
3.
Because it's literally green. I saw green, blue, and purple. Is that right?
That's right. Maritime green, or maritime blue is their legendary color. Purple and green.
Nate, what color are you seeing right now on the dial?
Right now, green.
Okay, from my angle, I see purple.
Really?
Purple, right?
Yeah.
And now, what do you see now?
Blue.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
That is insane.
That's why.
It's so solid white gold, just like the meteorite
this
Pepsi
thing's
we
heavy.
talked about.
It's a very heavy
Talk about
piece.
the quality, the fit and finish, and then to have, because I'm a sucker for besides meteorite, rainbow.
Yeah.
And so to have, I got the first in the Western United States or the Western world.
Yeah.
And so when Johan and Anne and Jean-Louis gave me that piece and I bought it, they said I had to bring it to the Academy Awards party with Elton John and Julia Roberts because they only had one. But the heaviness, the quality of the metals and their bright work, whether it's gold or white gold, is unsurpassed. Look at the sapphires and the fit and finish.
I mean, I think this looks
That's
good on
why
me.
I've been pushing you to put Chopard on your radar.
Yeah.
And if they get a home run piece or the secondary market, it sells for more, it'll go like this.
Yeah.
And this one was from the Geneva Watches and Wonders show. And Jackie, the legendary race driver, was there. This is only 50 pieces.
Really?
And I wanted a nice sport chrono that honored the Mille Miglia, race. And so he signed the box, and there's only 50, and it was
Really?
a steal. Two-tone.
Were they selling
chrono.
watches there?
Oh yeah.
Really?
You could buy anything. Yeah, and I took Mr. Wonderful there to meet the Chopard family.
Really?
And he loved that, And that was cool. I could finally do something for him. Because what can we do for all you guys? Nothing, because you know everybody, right? But I'm trying to bring relationships.
I like this too.
Yeah, brand
I
new.
love this.
Yeah, I just got it.
It looks like a diver. It's a diver piece, right?
It could be, Danny, but they're putting this in that. This is boutique only. The maritime blue, stainless steel, so not overpaid chrono. So this thing for a chrono is a slammer. This thing for the money, very inexpensive. And look at that face.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean, probably one of the prettiest faces
Yeah.
you'll ever see.
With the chronograph, and the chronograph pushers aren't sticking out, so it's not uncomfortable.
No.
And this is what, 42, 43 millimeter?
But I wanted people to see what a great chrono is and for the money.
Stunning.
Now imagine if that went for 40 or 50, that would be the piece and everybody would be
Stunning.
going crazy over.
Stunning.
Right?
Let me show the piece that you just bought. Let me go grab it.
Oh my God.
Seriously? Like,
It's the
this
stupidest
is...
thing in the world. I literally was like, I wasn't prepared to absorb it all, when we're, and I'm like, what? I mean, I saw, why? I saw the piece. Ann showed me that piece.
Really?
And it was 430 or 50,000. And I'm like, it's the prettiest piece in the world and I love it, but don't get it near me. And she goes, well, I'm not going to sell it to you because it makes no sense.
You know what's crazy? Poor guy. I made him bring these. I made him do the video with me and everything. And I made him buy a watch. Am I not like #1 salesman? Lou, Chopard, Tourbillon, solid platinum casing, all factory diamond bezel, celestial moon phase, visual power reserve over here. I mean, equation of time.
Like the Astronomique by F.P. Journe is, it was like 800 or 900. Now I think it's $1.1 million.
Yeah.
And Patek, what would that be? 2 million? Sky Moon Tourbillon?
At least, yeah.
Or 4 million?
I think 4 million, yeah.
4 million?
I mean, look, it was a good trade for the client that traded it in. It was a good trade for Pete because Pete had a watch here that he wanted to get out of. And the guy actually came in wanting it. He wanted to trade this in. And I said, you know what? I said, I know somebody that collects Chopards and I love Chopards, right? And then he had a bunch of Panerais. So I bought the Panerais. Pete bought this. The guy took the watch that Pete wanted to get rid of. And everybody was happy.
I don't think you realize, like, this is the first time it's been on his wrist.
Yeah. I haven't let him put it on.
No, this is literally
If I
the
wore
first
this
time.
to a watch show, like when I
flipped.
we're going to Geneva. You're coming this year. We're Watches and Wonders. You're coming.
Okay.
I told you are.
Okay.
I know you're not going to get away. But you are. So to honor Chopard again, to have Anne and Jean-Louis take me over there and to see Carolyn and the chief of staff and Johan, I think they're gonna freak out. Like, how could somebody sell? This is #1
I
of
feel like
15.
they might chase me out of their they might chase me out of their store for the price I gave it to you.
There will be a wanted poster that says these guys are bastards. They're banditos. They're gonna have a big red thing through it. I mean, look at this back. I mean, it's insane. The complications.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a Patek, it'd be millions.
If it was a Patek, I mean, this is their grand complication. It's like the one that Stallone just auctioned off for like $5.5–6 million.
Correct. That was 5.5. I'm taking that to Geneva.
Yeah, you
That's
should.
a showstopper.
I mean, this is a showstopper.
Showstopper. Now, speaking of
It's on the
showstopper, should we get into one of the greatest loves, in addition to F.P. Journe and
100%.
Rolex, the greatest watches, I think, in the world?
#1. It is a #1 watch brand in the world. This brand revolutionized watches.
For sure. And this is an example you sold me brand new. This is a application piece.
But when you say application, explain to them what an application piece is.
Yeah, so you cannot just buy it. The authorized dealer for Patek will actually ask Geneva if they can sell the watch to you. And this is that Grand Fear, the enamel. Maybe only one or two or several ladies and gentlemen can still do this, the old hand painting enamel on the face.
Yes.
And they're up there in age, and when they go, talk about a stress to try to replace.
Yeah, it's
the,
done.
The craftsmanship, how do you replace that?
You can't
It's been
replace
handed
it.
down.
Yes, you cannot replace it. It's not something you could teach. It's something that It's art.
I mean, World Time, where do you get that? And I wanted to show a little bit.
Yeah, you can't. It's impossible. Now, these ones are special. The reason why they're special is because in each of these, right above that 6 o'clock, what does that say, Nate?
It's another Tiffany stamp right
Tiffany
there.
stamp. It's not just one Tiffany stamp. All 3 of these are Tiffany stamped.
All 3.
Yeah.
Right. And the last one, that's the 5271. They don't stamp above a certain, it gets the box and papers and certification of the Tiffany.
Yes.
But because of the color of the dial and above a certain class, I think 5270 is the cutoff.
5270, they do not put the Tiffany co-stamp
Really?
on the actual dial itself, yeah.
But you have the Tiffany box. So think about it. It comes in a Tiffany blue box.
Yeah.
The paper, the
Out of box,
certificate
everything.
will say Tiffany & Co.
Yeah, it'll have stamped
Right.
Tiffany Co. The box will come Tiffany, but it won't actually say it on the dial like the Nautilus and the Aquanauts do. So all the Nautilus and Aquanauts that come out, they'll have it on the dial itself.
Oh, I know.
I don't think this one, so they don't stamp it as well.
They don't.
Yeah.
Because it's just the Grand Fur. There's no way they would allow the interference on
Yes.
the face.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, because I'm older than you, so I just remembered it's 750 automatics in FP Joint and 250 quartz.
You said that.
No, but I didn't say automatics because I'm old. So I needed my ginkgo
You said
biloba.
chronograph. I just didn't want to correct you.
I said chrono.
Yeah.
But isn't that unbelievable, the value?
Oh, it's out of this world. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
No, I love
now-
this one too.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
This is the 5271P, right?
5961.
5961,
5961p.
5961P.
I finally got one on the young whippersnapper. Finally.
And this is platinum.
Platinum.
Look at
And
that
show them at the 6 o'clock, Danny, what the extra secret surprise on knowing a platinum.
Oh, yeah, I explained this. You see right over there? You see that little diamond right there? They will only put that on platinum watches.
Platinum Patek's
Yeah.
have on the 6 o'clock below.
On a diamond. From the
diamond.
beginning of times, yeah. They always did that. But tell me how beautiful that blue is. Now, I noticed another special thing too, right? This has the diamond buckle.
So to have this is the high jewelry, the rare handcrafts,
Yeah.
classification because it has a gem set, and to have the matching, just like in the 2 super high, and to have the matching cufflinks,
I love it. Stunning.
right? Like
Now-
you would wear that on your wrist.
I would, 100%. But I would wear this one.
You would.
This is my favorite.
It
This
is?
one, The 5270. Yeah.
Is it?
I love the green. I love the green. Now, this is a 5270. This is considered their grand complication because it is a perpetual calendar.
Right.
I mean, talk about green. I mean, tell me that's not the prettiest. I mean, the green that they used as well, they went from light to dark on the outside. I
Yes.
mean, leap years right over here. I mean, tell me that's not a beautiful watch. And this is platinum as well, just
Yeah.
FYI.
I fell in love with it when I saw it.
So let me ask you guys, out of the whole collection that you saw here, which one, I want you to comment which one you would pick. I also want you to comment what you thought about the collection. Pete, if you had to be with only one watch.
Can I wear 2? Because I wear
No,
2 wrists, please.
Only one. Okay,
Please?
fine, 2, fine. Nate doesn't allow me to pick 2, but
Yeah.
I'll let you pick 2 because I'm a nice guy.
So if you said you may only pick 2, this is pure torture.
Yeah, I know.
And
that's why I did it.
Dad, I'm so sorry. This is super bad of me, but Dad, I'm not picking your watch. So I'm super terrible. I feel like a total heel. Like that's the worst
I'll
thing
pick
in the
2
world.
also.
I have to do my Centigraph Jorn and my 5961 Tiffany Co stamp. These
Okay.
2. I think I have to do these 2
Okay.
because they're. But how do you pick 2 of your children?
You can't. You can't. Me, I would do your RM.
You would.
Yeah. And I would do this.
And the green.
Yeah. But I'm a rubber and leather strap kind of guy. I don't wear too many bracelets.
Again, I want all the viewers to, they're the most humble people in the world in building an iconic business, but I just want to say props to Danny and Gabe, their father, and the family. It's the greatest service, greatest quality, greatest honesty, integrity. You can all say you knew them when, because let me tell you, for how hard they work, they won't be here forever. So come on down now, and wait till you see this. They already took over Fullerton. I think next will be Orange County.
Thank you. Look, you have a special guest appearance.
Oh my God, the
Are
legend.
you guys done?
Oh my God.
We have customers waiting outside.
My love to you and the family, but I wanted people to know just from one small, dumb, older guy collector and enthusiast, to really generate more velocity here, because this place will change your life on everything. It's the only one place you need to go to the rest of your life.